Great people, welcome back to Global Happenings today. We're so excited to have you again. To say that the Abuja residents are in trouble is an understatement based on the number of inmates that has escaped from Kuje prison. Don't forget what happened today or yesterday around 10 p.m. resulted in most of the inmates escaping, and some of them are not just ordinary people. We're talking about people who have been given life imprisonment sentence or have been given maybe 5 or 10 or 15, 20, 15 years imprisonment, hardened criminals. Now they have escaped from the prison, and we just need to get ready. Security that insecurity that Nigerians have seen some few days ago or few years ago, what we are going to see these few days will be very difficult. But first of all, let's look at the number of people that actually escaped, from the Kuje prison. According to the information that we have gotten, over 600 inmates escaped from the Kuje prison following Tuesday's night attack by some UGM. This is according to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Dr. Shuaibu Begore. Belgore claimed those behind the attack were Boko Haram insurgents who came specifically for their members held in custody. He, however, said about 300 has been recaptured, while 300 is still at large. While addressing journalists, the Interior Minister confirmed that an operative of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) was killed during the attack. He said there have been several attacks on our facilities. Most of them are being repelled, but every now and then there is one that they have succeeded. In this is one they came very determined with serious weapons. The initial entry attempt was unsuccessful, then they attacked another section of the wall with a higher grade explosive, which brought the wall down. The forces on ground did everything they could to repel them, but the number they came with was high, which they were not able to defend against. They kept on fighting gallantly. Unfortunately, the breach happened. Reinforcement came when they were halfway through it. They were eventually repelled. At the time they came in, they killed one NSCDC operative, which while trying to save the situation. The inmates here are 994. We understand they are Boko Haram terrorists and came specifically for their conspirators. Many of them have returned, some were retrieved from the bushes they were hiding. Right now, we have retrieved about 300 out of about 600 that got out of jail. Man, just imagine what is happening. The country is nosedive. These things, they have been covering up these things for too long, thinking that, we pretending as if, oh, we have so much securities and all of that. Imagine a place where you are keeping um, very tough people, criminal, hardened criminals. You just, allow it to just be there, and all of a sudden there is an attack, and all of that. Nigerians are overly disappointed over this event because we least expected that Kuje prison of all the correctional centers should have adequate security measures. No wonder the Kuje management had told when they were thinking of taking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they said, please, don't bring him here. Why? Because the security there is not strong enough. And with the development we have now, it therefore means the people in Abuja needs to be very careful. I know some of them will already be on their way out of the country, but then the government needs to wake up to correct this abnormality. Because for me, already we have so much in our hands as a country. Now, allowing this same thing to happen again, it therefore means it's going to be washed. You understand? Some few weeks ago, we have heard from the management of Kuje prison and even prison controller. He said something that the place is even overloaded. You understand? That the place is overloaded with so many people. Now, the big question is, why is it that some of those people are not being fully tried at once and get this thing figured? How can someone be going through trial and he will go today, tomorrow, which should be continuation immediately and all of that? They will extend it till December, extend it till January. For what? If you've caught the person in whatever it is, to handle his case, if it's going to be by hanging or whatever way you want to handle it, deal with it once and for all, so that you can decongest these, correctional centers. And the government should see, the resultant effect of poor leadership. That is what is happening right now. Imagine Boko Haram just decided they come and do whatever they have to. Why? Because the system is too porous. The boundaries are not there. People from other countries can just walk in here, do whatever they like, and they go away. Nobody can even stop them. I mean, there is no way that the military will be able to control this thing. Stories for the gods. If you say military will control it, those guys are not, they are mortals like us. They have the extent to which they can go. And unfortunately, they don't even have the way without in terms of weaponry, to counter these guys. I'm really praying for the years to run. I'm telling you, it should run as fast as it can so that a new person, and that's why Nigerians should be wise. Whoever that is going to come on board should be someone who have the capacity to fix this country. And I'll keep on saying it live and that Tr0uble is the only person that can fix this country right now. Even if we want to give him just 4 years, let him show us the pathway out. Then we can reawaken our ethnicity and whatever we call it, back and get the right person to follow up on the blueprint that he will put on ground. Because with the way things are going, economically, we are totally out. Security wise, Nigeria is now a country that there is little or no safety. Fairly recently, we've heard from Canadian government. They were telling their people, saying, if you're traveling to Nigeria, these are the areas, so don't even go to southeast, so don't go to the north, so here is a high-risk area. Oh my God, when did it happen? Why did we allow it to go this bad? And we claim we have senators, we claim we have House of Rep members and all of everybody is just living for their pocket. This should make some people to be reasonable and forget this foolishness. Please forgive me to using that word. Let's forget this ignorant way of handling things. Let's forget it. Ethnicity is nothing. After all, we've seen people in the United States of America, they choose the right leaders, and before you know, everybody's happy. That's what we want in the country. You don't have to look at it, oh, now my senior brother, they up there, okay, life will enjoy life. No, you don't need all of that. You don't need all of that. What we want is to you go back out, come back happily, check on your children. You see, cost of living is low, standard of living is high. People have the freedom to go to the bush, even if they want to sleep there in the bush and do their farming, they do it successfully. People who are giving us trouble, we throw them out of this country. After all, the country has existed. Without them, the country was still a good country and people were happy in it. I mean, this thing is making people's heart to bleed a great deal. Look at what has just happened now. Before you know, the resident of the Abuja will be encountering, because these guys who are coming out, they are men whose heart has already been sealed with evil. As they come out, it will be robbery upon robbery, robbery upon robbery, robbery upon robbery. Who knows what will happen? And here, we don't even, our security architecture is not as strong as expected. It's really sad. It's a very saddened situation. 600 people out now. We've captured 300. 300 is out. Do you know what that 300 can do? I'd like to leave it.